Hey guys, today I am in the middle of a wheat field. I have been wanting to make a couple of wheat wreaths for my little one-room schoolhouse, and my friend and farmer has given me permission to come onto his field. As you can see behind me, he's already pretty much harvested all of his wheat. He still needs to bale the straw, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along the edge where he wasn't able to get his equipment, and I'm going to cut the excess wheat, and then we'll make wheat wreaths. Okay, so what I didn't tell you is that this is not the prettiest job. Um, there are a couple of mounds of manure here right by the wheat that we need to cut. So let's just get this done. Hey guys, I am back home and I've set up a place out here in my yard to make these. The one thing about these wheat wreaths is they are messy to make. So I have a nice shady place here, and I've actually already made one of the wreaths. So let me show you. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I have another one that I need to make, and I am going to get this all cleaned up because it's a mess right now. And let me reposition the camera, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I made it. So I'm using a 14-inch wired wreath form. You don't necessarily need something this thick. You could just use something that's like this thick, but this is what I have. I also am going to use some wire. Now I would not recommend this wire. What I would recommend is that you get some of the green wire that's on a spool for floral arrangements, and I have some, but I just could not find it. So this is what I'm using, and it's pretty thick. It's too thick. You might see me, it's kind of like having a slinky that becomes a mess. So if you have the green floral wire on a spool, that's what I'd recommend. This is what I used to cut the wheat, and so you'll need this as well. I have some wire cutters, and I just have some pieces of wire just because of this problem of how thick this is. You wouldn't even need this wire if you just have the regular green floral wire on the spool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just securing this around the edge. Okay, then I'm going to take my wheat and make little bundles. You're just going to want to make them, just do this in your hand and kind of make them look how you want them to look. And you can test it out. You can just think to yourself, okay, do I like the way this looks, or does it need to be fuller or less? Whatever you want to do. This is all up to the look that you want. I think I want it just a little bit fuller. So I'm going to add a few more pieces in. Okay, now the first one, I'm going to go kind of out with it. So I'm just going to lay it down on here, kind of going out at an angle. And then I'm going to put this around here twice. And you just want it to be tight. You don't want to do it too tight because you could actually break these off. And then I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to cut that off. All right, and then I'm going to take another bundle. Just going to make it how I want it to look. And this one, I'm gonna go more like this. This is a 14-inch wreath, so I don't want to have too much coming in because I don't want to close off that center area. So this is going to be, my first one is gonna be a little bit more towards the center, and then I'll show you from there. And again, you can just make this look however you want. Fuller, or maybe not as much. Okay, I'm already having problems here with my wire. You know what? I'm just gonna cut that. I'll deal with that in a little bit. Okay. And go around it again twice and just make it tight. I'm just clipping this because I'm having problems with this wire that I'm using. Okay. All right, now I'm going to cut this. I do like to leave the ends a little bit long because then it just keeps securing it every time I wrap it around. All right, and we're gonna do another bundle. I think I'm going to add a few more. Okay, and again, I'm going to have it going out. And cut it off. All right, I'm going to do another bundle. This one I am going to put more in the center. I found that with this bigger, this wider wreath form, once I got going, I did more in the center and more up because it just kind of naturally went in a little bit, and so it covered that area. I'm gonna have to cut this because you're seeing the problems that I'm having with using a thicker wire. This is what happens when you are unorganized and you can't find the tools that you need. Okay. And again, just gonna cut it off. All right. We'll get another bundle. I actually made one of these, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. It's been a really long time since I made one. And I found it through, I think the name of their channel is called Garden Answers. They're on YouTube, they're on Facebook. They just have a beautiful garden center and they do so much with flowers and landscaping. I'd definitely recommend you checking out their channel. And again, now this one, I'm gonna go back the opposite direction. Okay, I'm just gonna keep doing that until I've gone all the way around. It does take a little while, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this off camera, and then I will come back and show you how to do it, how to finish it off. Hey guys, so I'm almost to the end. As you can see, I've just got this little section here that I need to fill in. And to be honest with you, the easiest thing to do would be to put a bow on there, because that would fill in that space perfectly and you wouldn't have to try to get the pieces in there. But I don't plan on doing a bow, and so I do need to finish this off. What I have done is I have taken just small bundles like I did before, and I put some wire around them. Again, if you have your green wire on a spool, you'll just cut some of that off. We're basically just making small pieces, and then I'm going to cut this off. Okay, so I have several of these already done. I am really low on wheat, so I'm hoping that I have enough to finish this off. So basically what I'm going to do is just keep weaving it in here, but I'm going to put the wire down through the wire form, and I'm just going to tie it in, and that's what I'm going to do for each piece. So you can still kind of position it. Actually, I think I'd like to have a fuller piece. This is fuller. I'm just gonna feed it through there. And then you can just keep wrapping it around that wire form. And then you can just cut it. Next piece. And this one, you know what? Because I just really kind of want to secure all this down. Wrap it around, and then I'm going to feed it through the wire form on this side. Just want to try to keep it in there as tight as possible. Okay, let's see how many pieces I have left. Oh, this is not looking good. I may have to go back to the field and get more. I hope not. Let me see. I'm kind of just visualizing this at this point if I'm going to have enough. Maybe I will. Okay. Okay, just continuing to wire these in one by one. This is a little bit of a tedious process, but it gets difficult to get these final pieces in. That's why I said it's just so much easier if I would have just done a bow. But I just wanted them to be all wheat. And I just got myself. Okay. All right. That one, let me see. Wow. Oh. Again, just trying to visualize and see if I have enough. Okay. I definitely got myself good with that wire. I think I did pretty good today. It's the first time I've poked myself. And then I'm gonna want this piece kind of down in here, and that will help fill up that gap there. Because see, if I were just to continue to lay it like this, it doesn't fill in that gap easily. So I'm really more of like at a downward angle at this point. So just gonna feed it through there and pull it into place. There's no right or wrong way of doing this, just however you can securely get it in place. And as you can see from my table here, it is very messy. I have only 3 pieces left. We'll see if we can make this happen. Yeah, I think maybe so. Okay, again, I want this to be more up. So, gonna put that down through there. think that looks pretty good. Okay. There. Yes. Okay. You can kind of adjust it before you tie it in. I don't think I want to do that. Some of the stuff is getting stuck down in there. All right, I have one final piece. Probably could come up with some scraps if I really needed to, but let's take a look at it and see how filled in it is. Okay, it's really not bad. Once I get that up on the door, you will never notice that. Okay, so the only thing that I have left to do is take it down to the schoolhouse and get them hung up.